Om. 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 Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurureva Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Chinmayam Vyapyat Sarvam, Trilokyam Sacharacharam, Tatpadam Darshitam Yena, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Tvameva Mata cha Pita, Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha, Tvameva Vidya Dravinam, Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Jai Guru. Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahana Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So do we have Aditi this morning?
I'm here, Jim.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, how are you?
I am well. So where are we in our text?
We are on 45. What comes and goes has no being. You are universal. You need not and you cannot become what you are already. Only cease imagining yourself to be the particular. What comes and goes has no being. It owes its very appearance to reality. Questioner. I have come to be with you rather than to listen. Little can be said in words. Much more can be conveyed in silence. Maharaj. First words, then silence. One must be ripe for silence. Questioner. Can I live?
Let's stop here. So Shankara, in his description of the Guru, this is in Vivekachudamani after the qualifications of a fit student. He says, one who is Shrotriyam, meaning well-versed in the scriptures, so that they can wield valid means of knowledge. Then he says, who's a full knower of the Supreme, who has retired into the Supreme. So the person of wisdom, is there somebody there who's got background noise going on? Anyway, so the jnani whose mind has retired into the Supreme, there's a phenomenon that we call Shaktipat. Shakti, of course, is energy. Padati means to fly or to fall. So if I still hear somebody making squeaky noises. Anyway, where was it? To fly or to fall, Paditi. So if we have the capacity, if we're sensitive enough to tune to the mind of the Guru, the Guru can begin to show us the awakened state of, Swamiji used to call it a borrowed glory. Now, at some point, we must get rooted and established in it ourselves. But we get a taste. This is why, unfortunately, Zoom is not as effective as being here in person. When you're here in person, you get a taste, something that's very real. First words, then silence. So in the beginning, oh, Swamiji was so brilliant, loved his words. But after a while, as you've heard me say many times, I knew what he was going to say before he said it. I'm sure many of you have that same experience with me. But it was an opportunity to tune to him. So in the end, the real teaching is done in that silence, in the thunder of silence. And that can go on even though on the surface words are going by. That's all I'm going to say on this. Going on, please.
Questioner, can I live in silence? Maharaj, unselfish work leads to silence. For when you work selflessly, you don't need to ask for help. Indifferent to results, you are willing to work with the most inadequate means. You do not care to be much gifted and well equipped, nor do you ask for recognition and assistance. You just do what needs be done, leaving success and failure to the unknown. For everything is caused by innumerable factors, of which your personal endeavor is but one. Yet such is the magic of man's mind and heart that the most improbable happens when human will and love pull together. Questioner, what is wrong with asking for help when the work is worthy? Maharaj, where is the need to ask? It merely shows weakness and anxiety. Work on, and the universe will work with you. After all, the very idea of doing the right thing comes to you from the unknown. Leave it to the unknown as far as the results go. Just go through the necessary movements. You are merely one of the links in the long chain of causation. Fundamentally, all happens in the mind only. When you work for something wholeheartedly and steadily, it happens, for it is the function of the mind to make things happen. In reality, nothing is lacking and nothing is needed. All work is on the surface only. In the depths, there is perfect peace. All of your problems arise because you have defined and therefore limited yourself. When you do not think yourself to be this or that, all conflict ceases. Any attempt to do something about your problems is bound to fail, For what is caused by desire can only be undone in freedom from desire. You
Ooh, let's stop there. Would you repeat that sentence again?
Any attempt to do something about your problems is bound to fail, for what is caused by desire can only be undone in freedom from desire.
Yes. So ego's strategy is to play whack-a-mole with the world or try to fix myself. And here Maharaj is saying, freedom from desire. Let go, surrender, accept. Going on.
You have enclosed yourself in time and space, squeezed yourself into the span of a lifetime and the volume of a body, and thus created the innumerable conflicts of life and death, pleasure and pain, hope and fear. You cannot be rid of problems without abandoning illusions. Questioner. A person is naturally limited. Maharaj, there is no such thing as a person. There are only restrictions and limitations. The sum total of these defines the person. You think
So let's stop there a minute. I love what he said. Some of the scriptures imply that there's a solid thing called the Jivatman, the transmigrating soul, a real thing called a person, which gets liberated. Does it get glued on to Brahman? Does it merge into Brahman? Do you climb up a cosmic ladder and reach Brahman? Do you have an experience of Brahman? What Maharaj is saying is, I am Atma Brahma. This self is Brahman. You can't fix, change, alter, add to, or diminish yourself. My only real problem is delusion and illusion in my mind. My problem, because of ignorance, is what I think I am. That's all. Going on.
you think you know yourself when you know what you are, but you never know who you are. The person merely appears to be, like the space within the pot appears to have the shape and volume and smell of the pot. See that you are not what you believe yourself to be. Fight with all the strength at your disposal against the idea that you are nameable and describable. You are not. Refuse to think of yourself in terms of this or that. There is no other way out of misery, which you have created for yourself through blind acceptance without investigation.
So here he's implying a practice. There are practices of negation and assertion. I am not the body. I am not the prana. I am not the mind. I am not the thoughts. And most importantly, I am not an individual person. Then the practices of assertion. Who am I? I am the space of pure awareness. I am that birthless, changeless Brahman. I'm ever the untouched witness. awareness of it all. I can never be known as an object, but I am always known as the eternal subject. Aham. Don't give up. Don't let your mind dwell in Jiva Bhavana, caught up in the belief, the attitude that I'm a person. It's habituated thinking, and you can change. Any thoughts on this? Going on.
Suffering is a call for inquiry. All pain needs investigation. Don't be lazy to think. Questioner. Activity is the essence of reality. There is no virtue in not working. Along with thinking, something must be done. Maharaj. To work in the world is hard. To refrain from all unnecessary work is even harder. Questioner. For the person I am, all this seems impossible. Maharaj. What do you know about yourself? You can only be what you are in reality. You can only appear to be what you are not. You have never moved away from perfection. All idea of self-improvement is conventional and verbal. As the sun knows not darkness, so does the self know not. So does the self know not the non-self. It is the mind which, by knowing the other, becomes the other. Yet the mind is nothing else but the self. It is the self that becomes the other, the not self, and yet remains the self. All else is an assumption. Just as a cloud obscures the sun without in any way affecting it, so does assumption obscure reality without destroying it. The very idea of destruction of reality is ridiculous. The destroyer is always more real than the destroyed. Reality is the ultimate destroyer. All separation, every kind of estrangement and alienation is false. All is one. This is the ultimate solution of every conflict. Questioner. How is it that in spite of so much instruction and assistance, we make no progress? Maharaj. As long as we imagine ourselves to be separate personalities, one quite apart from another, we cannot grasp reality, which is essentially impersonal. First, we must know ourselves as witnesses only, dimensionless and timeless centers of observation, and then realize that immense ocean of pure awareness, which is both mind and matter and beyond both. Questioner. Whatever I may be in reality, I feel myself to be a small and separate person, one amongst many. Maharaj. Your being a person is due to the illusion of space and time. You imagine yourself to be at a certain point, occupying a certain volume. Your personality is due to your self-identification with the body. Your thoughts and feelings exist in succession. They have their span in time and make you imagine yourself, because of memory, as having duration. In reality, time and space exist in you. You do not exist in them. They are modes of perception, but they are not the only ones. Time and space are like words written on paper. The paper is real, the words merely a convention.
And the classic explanation of this in Mandukya is we have all the phenomena of the waking state in the dream state. And to the dreamer, the dream seems completely real. I'm identified with the dream body. I perceive the dream objects. I react to them with dream feelings. But in fact, this is my one unified mind that shows up as knower, knowing, and known. This is no different. This is no different. Going on.
How old are you? Questioner. 48. Maharaj. What makes you say 48? What makes you say, I am here? Verbal habits born from assumptions. The mind creates time and space and takes its own creations for reality. All is here and now, but we do not see it. Truly, all is in me and by me. There is nothing else. The very idea of else is a disaster and a calamity. Questioner. What is the cause of personification, of self-limitation in time and space? Maharaj. That which does not exist cannot have a cause. There is no such thing as a separate person. Even taking the empirical point of view, it is obvious that everything is the cause of everything, that everything is as it is because the entire universe is as it is.
So, for example, I didn't watch the video, I just scrolled by it. But the question was, what was there before the Big Bang? It's our nature to want to go causation hunting. Did the singularity appear out of nothing? Who knows? But just as if I'm driving a car in my dream, there's cause and effect. But is it real? No. Pushing the gas pedal in the car did not cause the car to go faster. That is a dream. So obviously, in our empirical worldly transactions, we use cause and effect all the time. But the yogi understands that it's just the play of the mind. Don't take it seriously. Going on.
Questioner. Yet personality must have a cause. Maharaj. How does personality come into being? By memory. By identifying the present with the past and projecting it into the future. Think of yourself as momentary, without past and future, and your personality dissolves. Questioner. Does not I am remain? Maharaj. The word remain does not apply. I am is ever fresh. You do not need to remember in order to be. As a matter of fact, before you can experience anything, there must be the sense of being. At present, your being is mixed up with experiencing. All you need is to unravel being from the tangle of experiences. Once you have known pure being without being this or that, you will discern it among experiences, and you will no longer be misled by names and forms. Self-limitation is the very essence of personality. Questioner. How can I become universal? Maharaj. But you are universal. You need not and you cannot become what you are already. Only cease imagining yourself to be the particular. What comes and goes has no being. It owes its very appearance to reality. You know that there is a world, but does the world know you? All knowledge flows from you, as all being and all joy. Realize that you are the eternal source, and accept all as your own. Such acceptance is true love. Questioner: all you say sounds very beautiful, but how does one make it into a way of living? Maharaj: having never left the house, you are asking for the way home. Get rid of wrong ideas, that is all. Collecting right ideas also will take you nowhere. Just cease imagining. Questioner: it is not a matter of achievement, but of understanding. Maharaj: don't try to understand. Enough if you do not misunderstand. Don't rely on your mind for liberation. It is the mind that brought you into bondage. Go beyond it altogether. What is beginningless cannot have a cause. It is not that you knew what you are and then you have forgotten. Once you know, you cannot forget. Ignorance has no beginning, but can have an end. Inquire who is ignorant, and ignorance will dissolve like a dream. The world is full of contradictions, hence your search for harmony and peace. These you cannot find in the world, for the world is the child of chaos. To find order, you must search within. The world comes into being only when you are born in a body. No body, no world. First inquire whether you are the body. The understanding of the world will come later. Questioner: what you say sounds convincing, but of what use is it to the private person who knows himself to be in the world and of the world? Maharaj: millions eat bread, but few know all about wheat, and only those who know can improve the bread. Similarly, only those who know the self, who have seen beyond the world, can improve the world. Their value to private persons is immense, for they are their only hope of salvation. What is in the world cannot save the world. If you really care to help the world, you must step out of it. Questioner: but can one step out of the world? Maharaj: who was born first, you or the world? As long as you give first place to the world, you are bound by it. Once you realize beyond all trace of doubt that the world is in you and not you in the world, you are out of it. Of course, your body remains in the world and of the world, but you are not deluded by it. All scriptures say that before the world was, the Creator was. Who knows the Creator? He alone who was before the Creator, your own real being, the source of all the worlds with their creators. Questioner: all you say is held together by your assumption that the world is your own projection. You admit that you mean your personal subjective world, the world given to you through your senses and your mind. In that sense, each of us lives in a world of his own projection. These private worlds hardly touch each other, and they arise from and merge into the I am at their center. But surely behind these private worlds, there must be a common objective world, of which the private worlds are mere shadows. Do you deny the existence of such an objective world common to all? Maharaj: reality is neither subjective nor objective, neither mind nor matter, neither time nor space. These divisions need somebody to whom they happen, a conscious separate center. But reality is all and nothing, the totality and the exclusion, the fullness and the emptiness, fully consistent and absolutely paradoxical. You cannot speak about it, you can only lose yourself in it. When you deny reality to anything, you come to a residue which cannot be denied. All talk of...
So let me stop there if I may. It all depends on when Maharaj is speaking of himself as Brahman. not as an individual ego, even though the questioner is. So this whole notion of where does the world come from? I'm fond of Vidyaranya's paradigm that we get in Panchadashi. So there is one adhyasa, superimposition, which is done by God, by Ishvara. In other words, if Howard gets hit by a bus, the speed of light doesn't disappear. We see galaxies through telescopes that are 14.5 billion years old. The Earth itself is only something like 4.5 billion years old. Obviously, they're being projected by God, but they come about sankalpena, by means of imagination. Then you and I, as individuals, have our own reenactment of the creative process. First thing we do is superimpose value judgments. This is good, that's bad, this is just, that's unjust. This is nice, that's terrible, this is virtuous, that's vicious. And we reenact the creative process because forms in the world here on the planet Earth in the year 2025, God is not doing it at us and to us, but as us and through us by means of our own individual sankalpa. So again, it's that reenactment of the creative process. And this is an important point because we have much more freedom than we think we do. And people can walk through the empirical world and yet live in very different worlds. I always go back to, I have a particular sometimes student who has a condition called obsessive defiance disorder. Whenever anybody says something, he's compelled to want to argue and say the opposite. He's always getting into arguments with people. And he fights with people on public transportation all the time. He's been chased off of buses and BART trains and beaten up. Now, I ride the same public transportation, but I sit down next to little old ladies and we talk about God. Now, whose world is real? Neither. But that fellow experiences a world created by, colored by his sankalpa. I experience a world created and colored by my sankalpa. So the foolish person thinks, I perceive the world and that causes my mind states. What we need to understand is the perception of the world is a time-lagged feedback loop. What my senses are reporting to me is yesterday's deeply rooted, largely unconscious belief system. But the foolish person, the world looks A, B, and C, therefore I need to feel X, Y, and Z. The world causes my thoughts and feelings. But the yogi understands the fundamental unreality of the phenomenal world, that it comes about by means of imagination. Yes, this world is a dream, but it doesn't have to be a nightmare. And as the Master Jesus says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So if your thought atmosphere is, it's a scary world, we're all doomed, it's terrible, be afraid, lock the doors, scary, scary, scary. That's what the world will look to you like to you. But based on your deep meditation and your own direct experience, if you have the deep feeling, attitude, I live and move and have my being in God. Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma, it's all God. Then the empirical world shows up that way. Going on.
All talk of jnana is a sign of ignorance. It is the mind that imagines that it does not know and then comes to know. Reality knows nothing of these contortions. Even the idea of God as the creator is false. Do I owe my being to any other being? Because I am, all is.
Let me stop there. The truth is, no one lacks the experience of the self. The truth is, ignorance never really covers the self. You ask the most miserable of creatures, do you exist? Of course I exist. But then they add to that direct experience, what's your existence? Oh, I live under a bush on Lake Merritt, or I live in the Tenderloin under a trash can. Do you know your misery? Oh, do I know my misery? Do you have a couple hours? I will tell you about my misery. Narrative, story, memory, projection into the future. But they do not doubt that they are. They do not doubt that they know. So even though the mind may be terribly bound up in spiritual ignorance, illusion and delusion and projection, it never really covers self. So Maharaj here says, let go of all conditioning thought, positive or negative. Negate everything that's negatable. And what's left is you. And that you've always had. Because it's nityam, eternal. Cannot be gained, cannot be lost. does not change, does not rise, does not fall. Twamasi, you are that. Going on.
Questioner, how can it be? A child is born into the world, not the world into the child. The world is old and the child is new. Maharaj, the child is born into your world. Now, were you born into your world, or did your world appear to you? To be born means to create a world round yourself as the center. But do you ever create yourself? Or did anyone create you? Everyone creates a world for himself and lives in it, imprisoned by his ignorance. All we have to do is to deny reality to our prison. Questioner, just as the waking state exists in seed form during sleep, so does the world the child creates on being born exist before its birth. With whom does the seed lie? Maharaj, with him who is the witness of birth and death, but as is neither born nor dies. He alone is the seed of creation as well as its residue. Don't ask the mind to confirm what is beyond the mind. Direct experience is the only valid confirmation. That's the end of the chapter.
Any thoughts on this, or shall we go on? Going on.
Chapter 46. Awareness of being is bliss.
Yes.
It is a matter of actual experience that the self has being independent of mind and body. It is being, awareness, bliss. Awareness of being is bliss. Excuse me. Questioner, by profession, I am a physician. I began with surgery, continued with psychiatry, and also wrote some books on mental health and healing by faith. I came to you to learn the laws of spiritual health. Maharaj, when you are trying to cure a patient, what exactly are you trying to cure? What is a cure? When can you say that a man is cured? Questioner, I seek to cure the body as well as improve the link between the body and the mind. I also seek to set right the mind. Maharaj, did you investigate the connection between the mind and the body? At what point are they connected? Questioner, between the body and the indwelling consciousness lies the mind. Maharaj, is not the body made of food? And can there be a mind without food? Questioner, the body is built and maintained by food. Without food, the mind usually goes weak. But the mind is not mere food. There is a transforming factor which creates a mind in the body. What is that transforming factor? Maharaj, just like the wood produces fire, which is not wood, so does the body produce the mind, which is not the body. But to whom does the mind appear? Who is the perceiver of the thoughts and feelings which you call the mind? There is wood, there is fire, and there is the enjoyer of the fire. Who enjoys the mind? Is the enjoyer also a result of food, or is it independent? Questioner, the perceiver is independent. Maharaj, how do you know? Speak from your own experience. You are not the body or the mind. You say so. How do you know? Questioner, I really do not know. I guess so. Maharaj, truth is permanent. The real is changeless. What changes is not real. What is real does not change. Now, what is it in you that does not change? As long as there is food, there is body and mind. When the food is stopped, the body dies and the mind dissolves. But does the observer perish? Questioner: I guess it does not, but I have no proof. Maharaj: You yourself are the proof. You have not, nor can you have any other proof. You are yourself, you know yourself, you love yourself. Whatever the mind does, it does for the love of its own self. The very nature of the self is love. It is loved, loving, and lovable. It is the self that makes the body and the mind so interesting, so very dear. The very attention given to them comes from the self. Questioner: If the self is not the body or the mind, can it exist without the body and the mind? Maharaj: Yes, it can. It is a matter of actual experience that the self has being independent of mind and body. It is being, awareness, bliss. Awareness of being is bliss. Questioner: It may be a matter of actual experience to you, but it is not in my case. How can I come to the same experience? What practices to follow? What exercises to take up? Maharaj: To know that you are neither body nor mind, watch yourself steadily and live unaffected by your body and mind, completely aloof, as if you were dead. It means you have no vested interests either in the body or in the mind. Questioner: Dangerous. Maharaj: I am not asking you to commit suicide, nor can you. You can only kill the body. You cannot stop the mental process, nor can you put an end to the person you think you are. Just remain unaffected. This complete aloofness, unconcern with mind and body, is the best proof that at the core of your being, you are neither mind nor body. What happens to the body and the mind may not be within your power to change, but you can always put an end to your imagining yourself to be body and mind. Whatever happens, remind yourself that only your body and mind are affected, not yourself. The more earnest you are at remembering what needs to be remembered, the sooner you will be aware of yourself as you are. For memory.
Let's stop there if we may. The practice he's implying is this subject-object discrimination. So the abbreviated form of it, if it occurs in the phenomenal world, the world of objects, the world of emotions, the world of thoughts, if it is the perceiver, feeler, thinker entity, the idea that I'm a person, if it is knowable in any form, that's not self. Who am I? What am I? That by which everything is known, without which nothing can be known, beyond which there is nothing to know. Pay attention to that. Don't get caught up in the knowable. This is known as Atma Vichara. This is known as Driktrishya Viveka. This is known as self-inquiry, subject-object discrimination. It's the primary practice in our tradition. until you're convinced through your own direct experience that there is a witness of everything that's changeless. And that's myself. Oh, I haven't seen the witness. You will not see the witness as an object. You are witnessing always. Oh, Jim, when am I going to become the witness? You already are the witness. You just haven't noticed it. Pay attention. Be alert. Going on.
Questioner. Oh, 1 second.
Or memory will become experience.
Yes. The more earnest you are at remembering what needs to be remembered, the sooner you will be aware of yourself as you are, for memory will become experience. Earnestness reveals being. What is imagined and willed becomes actuality. Here lies the danger, as well as the way out. Tell me, what steps have you taken to separate your real self, that which is changeless, from your mind and your body? Questioner. I am a medical man. I have studied much. I imposed on myself a strict discipline in the way of exercises and periodical fasts. I am also a vegetarian. Maharaj. But in the depth of your heart, what is it that you want? Questioner. I want to find reality. Maharaj. What price are you willing to pay for reality? Any price? Questioner. While in theory I am ready to pay any price, in actual life, again and again, I am prompted to behave in ways which come between me and reality. Desire carries me away. Maharaj, increase and widen your desires until nothing but reality can fulfill them. It is not desire that is wrong, but its narrowness and smallness. Desire is devotion.
So listen carefully. Some people have the idea that the mind can be free from attachment. This is a secret. It can't. Its problem is that it's attached to something that is fundamentally unreal and ephemeral. What else is absorption in the self? What else is reveling in the self? What else is tasting the juice of the bliss of Brahman? Then the mind coming home to the self. There's that old country western song, looking for love in all the wrong places. That's all that we do. We look for love, where at the best, it's little, finite, just a little squirt of juice, temporary. Come home. What you're looking for, you're looking with. Going on.
Desire is devotion. By all means, be devoted to the real, the infinite, the eternal heart of being. Transform desire into love. All you want is to be happy. All your desires, whatever they may be, are expressions of your longing for happiness. Basically, you wish yourself well. Questioner, I know that I should not. Maharaj, wait. Who told you that you should not? What is wrong with wanting to be happy? Questioner, the self must go, I know. Maharaj, but the self is there. Your desires are there. Your longing to be happy is there. Why? Because you love yourself. By all means, love yourself wisely. What is wrong is to love yourself stupidly so as to make yourself suffer. Love yourself wisely. Both indulgent and austerity have the same purpose in view, to make yourself happy. Indulgence is the stupid way. Austerity is the wise way. Questioner, what is austerity? Maharaj, once you have gone through an experience, to not go through it again is austerity. To eschew the unnecessary is austerity. Not to anticipate pleasure or pain is austerity. Having things under control at all times is austerity. Desire by itself is not wrong. It is life itself, the urge to grow in knowledge and experience. It is the choices you make that are wrong. To imagine that some little thing, food, sex, power, fame, will make you happy is to deceive yourself. Only something as vast and deep as your real self can make you truly and lastingly happy. Questioner, since there is nothing basically wrong in desire as an expression of love of self, how should desire be managed? Maharaj, live your life intelligently, with the interests of your deepest self always in mind. After all, what do you really want? Not perfection, you are already perfect. What you seek is to express in action what you are. For this, you have a body and a mind. Take them in hand and make them serve you. Questioner, who is the operator here? Who is to take the body, mind, in hand? Maharaj, the purified mind is the faithful servant of the self. It takes charge of the instruments, inner and outer, and makes them serve their purpose. Questioner, and what is their purpose? Maharaj, the self is universal and its aims are universal. There is nothing personal about the self. Live an orderly life, but don't make it a goal by itself. It should be the starting point for high adventure. Questioner, do you advise me to come to India repeatedly? Maharaj, if you are earnest, you don't need moving about. You are yourself wherever you are, and you create your own climate. Locomotion and transportation will not give you salvation. You are not the body, and dragging the body from place to place will take you nowhere. Your mind is free to roam the three worlds. Make full use of it. Questioner, if I am free, why am I in a body? Maharaj, you are not in the body is in you. The mind
Yes.
is in you.
So the question I'd like to ask, do you incarnate into a dream? Are you in the dream or is the dream in you? It feels like I'm in the dream body when I'm dreaming. But when I wake up, it's very clear. I am not in the dream is in me. This is no different. You are not in the body. The body is in you. And in the end, the body isn't even really in you. We can't say a thing that's conjured by imagination has any real existence. Going on.
The body is in you. The mind is in you. They happen to you. They are there because you find them interesting. Your very nature has the infinite capacity to enjoy. It is full of zest and affection. It sheds its radiance on all that comes within its focus of awareness, and nothing is excluded. It does not know evil or ugliness. It hopes, it trusts, it loves. You people do not know how much you miss by not knowing your own true self. You are neither the body nor the mind, neither the fuel nor the fire. They appear and disappear according to their own laws. That which you are, your true self, you love it, and whatever you do for your own happiness. To find it, to know it, to cherish it is your basic urge. Since time immemorial, you loved yourself, but never wisely. Use your body and mind wisely in the service of the self. That is all. Be true to your own self. Love yourself absolutely. Do not pretend that you love others as yourself. Unless you have realized them as one with yourself, you cannot love them. Don't pretend to be what you are not. Don't refuse to be what you are. Your love of others is the result of self-knowledge, not its cause. Your self-realization, without self-realization, no virtue is genuine. When you know beyond all doubting that the same life flows through all that is, and you are that life, you will love all naturally and spontaneously. When you realize the depth and fullness of your love of yourself, you know that every being and the entire universe are included in your affection. But when you look at anything as separate from you, you cannot love it because you are afraid of it. Alienation causes fear, and fear deepens alienation. It is a vicious circle. Only self-realization can break it. Go for it resolutely. That's the end of the chapter.
Okay, this is a good place to stop then. Any thoughts before we end? Oh,
I've been thinking lately about stopping the struggle. It's like letting go of sort of realizing that when I think I'm a person, I struggle, and so appreciating the freedom that happens with letting go of the struggle.
and when you go through periods when you think you're a person and then you come out of it, hold it like, oh, God, that was such a bad dream.
Yeah.
It wasn't real. It's just tenuous mind. Don't give it a lot of credence. Notice it for what it is. Move on. Is that helpful?
Yes.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om.